Hello, everyone. This is the most intelligent and magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I will be doing a character review on Gold Mythic Lee. You know what? I figured we might as well start the Telltale Allegiance character reviews with the man that started it all in Season 1 of Telltale's The Walking Dead. And before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. I'm doing good, and I'm staying safe for the most part. And I don't think we should waste any more time. I think we should go ahead and jump into this character review on Gold Mythic Lee, shall we? And before we begin, just hang on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that interruption, hardly wanted in. Now we can officially begin the character review. Lee, Telltale Season 1. His trait is tough, his role is support, and obviously his allegiance is a member of the Telltale Season 1. His attack stat is 17,700. His defense is also 17,700. And his HP is 15,171. Now let's take a look at his adrenaline rush. Shock tactics. The recharge rate is 66 AP, so that's about the standard of gold mythics nowadays. Apply 75% heal reduction to 2 enemies for 2 turns. Make 2 attacks of 200% damage, 400 total against each of those enemies. Okay, so this adrenaline rush I feel like is pretty good. Not the best ever, but it's certainly not the worst ever. It's weird, they've kind of, he is a support toon. They have tried to make him obviously a support toon, a tank, and a damage dealer, which, that's kind of weird, but I would probably lean more towards building him up as a tank and support toon, because he just isn't doing a whole lot of damage. But like I said, his adrenaline rush, not the worst, not the best either. I think it's somewhere in the middle. It's alright. I think the best part of his adrenaline rush is the heal reduction. That's actually quite nice. Not sure how I feel about the damage being applied, but I guess they wanted something, they wanted some kind of damage to go on that adrenaline rush. Now let's take a look at his signature move, Whittle Down. The initial cooldown is turn 2, number of cooldowns 3 turns, number of uses unlimited. Disarm 2 enemies for 1 turn. Remove 50% of the current bonus HP from the initial target and 2 other enemies. I really like the second half of that signature move, where we're removing 50% of the current bonus HP from the person that you target that on, plus 2 other enemies. there's a good side and a downside to that. Obviously, if none of the enemies have bonus HP, then the signature move is going to be kind of bad, because you are only going to be performing disarm, which disarm can be pretty good. We can disarm 2 enemies, but it's only for the 1 turn. I wish maybe the disarm would have been for at least 2 turns. I think it would make the signature, better. But I really do like the bonus HP aspect of the signature move, for sure. Now let's take a look at Lee's Mythic Abilities. Cunning. When attacking or being attacked, 30% less likely to trigger enemy weapon effects and walker effects. I would definitely probably level this one up. I would do it on all of the support tunes that, if you're going to use him, I think it'd be a pretty good one to use, for sure. Yeah, doesn't Waylon, let's see, Waylon has Cunning. Who else has Cunning? I think Duck has Cunning as well. But we'll talk more about Duck when we eventually get there. But yeah, Cunning would be a pretty good one to level up. Protector's Tail. At the start of each wave, all Telltale Season 1 Allegiance teammates get 100% burn resistance for the first 3 turns of combat. Okay, this one I think is a pretty good one. Here's the thing. I think it's pretty good if you are planning on building a Telltale team. But if you have Lee and you don't plan on building a Telltale team, I wouldn't touch it. But if you are planning on building a Telltale team, I would definitely put all of your resources into Protector's Tail if you have the resources. So yeah, it can be good or bad. I wish it would be all teammates would get that 100% burn resistance, but I get what they're doing with the allegiance of the Telltale Season 1 allegiance, so it's understandable. So yeah, I would say if you are planning on building a Telltale team, definitely level up Protector's Tail. If you don't have, or you're not planning on making a Telltale team, I would leave it alone, just because it would be a waste, and Lee would be the only one getting that burn resistance. Now we have Armored Action. While battling on the offensive... Yeah, okay, I'm making sure that says offense. While battling on the offensive team, at the start of each wave, 100% chance this character gets 200% defense for 2 turns. Okay, like I had said, I would plan on making Lee more of a support, really tanky support tune, and Armored Action is a mythic ability I would highly recommend leveling up, because it's going to help build that defense up even more and help keep Lee alive, because I would not really go into his attack at all. Like I said, I would make him a tanky support tune, and Armored Action I would go ahead and level up for sure. That way you can help keep him alive even better. So I think that's pretty good. Commanding Help. When this character uses the defend action, 50% chance to revive a damage roll teammate with 50% of their max HP. This is pretty good. Oh man, I would definitely recommend leveling that one up. It's got its good sides and bad sides. Obviously, the good sides is if a damage dealing tune is down and you use the defend action, hey, 50% chance to bring that damage dealer back, that's not a bad trade-off at all. It's better than a 0% chance. And the bad thing about it is, I don't know, a lot of people might agree, maybe some, but I wish instead of it being specifically down to a damage dealer, if you have that 50% chance to bring anyone back. You know, I guess it depends on the situation you're facing in raids or war or whatever, or any other game mode. But yeah, I would definitely recommend upgrading Commanding Help, Armored Action, Protector's Tail if you're planning on building a Telltale team. Only if you plan on doing that, Protector's Tail would be good in that aspect. And I would say, yeah, definitely work on Cunning. Alright, now let's move on to his Specialist skill. No need to really go into what a command does, because I'm pretty sure, I would say 99.9% of the player base know what a command is. So, when this character defends the previous ally to take an action, this turn will receive a bonus action. That ally will be unable to act the next turn. So you guys already know. I didn't even have to read that, but I just did. Like I said, 99.9% of players know what the commands do. So no need to really linger on that too much. Alright, now let's get to his weapon. Lee's defensive shotgun. 35% HP, 30% defense, improved elusive impair. When being attacked, a 60% chance to impair the enemy and get elusive for 3 turns. And Telltale Season 1 Allegiance. At the start of each wave and turn, all Telltale Season 1 Allegiance teammates get 100% heal reduction resistance for 1 turn. That's a pretty good weapon. Definitely, like I said earlier, I would lean into making him a tanky support tune. So definitely bump up that defense, bump up that HP, or if you wanted to go more of a HP mod set, really build up on the defense, or if you wanted to go more of a defensive mod set, build up on the HP, kind of even out the HP and defense a little bit, would definitely be the best way to go. That third slot's pretty good, so for sure, if you're planning on making him a tanky defense tune, that third slot's going to be pretty good for sure. Now the fourth slot's pretty interesting. Like I said, if you do plan on making a Telltale team with Lee, that fourth slot is going to be absolutely great to keep. But if you're not planning on making a Telltale team with him, then I know this is going to sound risky, but I would change it only if you're not, I would definitely change that fourth slot only if you're not planning on making him, making a Telltale team, which I think most of the player base is going to try to make a Telltale team. So if you are going to be trying to make a Telltale team, definitely keep the fourth slot. If for whatever reason you don't want to make a Telltale team, I would change that fourth slot with something else that's more defensive. I'm sure there's something in the armory that would be just as fine. I can't really think of anything at this moment. And yeah, so that's my character review on Gold Mythic Lee. He's a strange tune, because his adrenaline rush, you know, you got the heal reduction, and then he's doing that little bit of damage, which, I don't know, I think some people, maybe most people, would have been fine him not doing any damage at all, and just to really lean into that tanky support role. That's what I would highly recommend you do with Lee, is really lean into that tanky support role. I know these character reviews are like really old at this point and really behind, and people have talked about them to death, but I know I'm just getting to them. But I do want to finish the Telltale Season 1 and just talk about all 5 of them. And, you know, if there's a certain allegiance or a certain tune you guys would like me to talk about in a character review, just let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely eventually get to them. I definitely want to go ahead and finish the Telltale Season 1 allegiance tunes first before I move on to other tunes and other allegiances that I haven't talked about yet. So yeah, I do like his design. It's pretty simple, yet kind of cool. And as you can see there on the side, he's got his famous axe from the motel. You know, when we have to save Carly. Yeah, when we have to save Carly. No, wait a minute. Yeah, we have to save... No, it's that other woman whose name I have forgotten. But anyway, we have to go to the motel, and that's where he gets that axe from. So that's iconic and cool that we got his signature axe weapon there on the side. Missed opportunity to make him a tough tune and have the axe as his weapon, but I would say he's a pretty solid tune for the most part. He's probably better than Command Command Rick 2000. But you know what? I'm happy with Rick 2000 as a command right now. And who knows how hard it's going to be to get our hands on Lee. And that is pretty much going to do it for this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support. Or, if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.